Hey guys, in today's video we're going to be talking about arc raiders, and more specifically, the free kits within the game. I'm going to teach you how to use a free kit, go over the do's and don'ts, show you how to get better gear, and share some extra tips and tricks for getting the most out of it. As many of you know, the free kit can be used unlimited number of times, and there's no cooldown between runs. You can use it as much as you want, and that makes it one of the best tools to learn the game, get familiar with the maps, and improve your PvP skills without risking your best gear. So let's get into it. The free kit is a kit that the game randomly generates you with basic gear. It's going to be weaker than your average loadout, but don't let that fool you. The gear is still completely viable for fighting arc enemies and other raiders. Anything you gather while using a free kit can be extracted at the end of the round, and you'll be able to keep everything you pick up as long as you make it out alive. This makes the free kit great for early progression, learning the maps, and recovering from unfortunate setbacks. You can even complete mission objectives with a free kit, which makes it perfect for early game grinding or when you're still learning out locations. When using a free kit in Arc Raiders, I highly recommend putting points into the survival side of the skill tree, specifically this perk that lets you craft items directly from your quick menu. That ability is a game changer, especially when you need to upgrade your shields or bandages, since most free kits only give you one to start with. I also recommend investing in the Broad Shoulders perk. This increases your carry weight by 2 pounds per point, and when fully upgraded, gives you 10 extra pounds. That extra space could easily be the difference between carrying 2 extra guns or an additional stack of valuable loot. Now, when running a free kit, stay very vigilant. That doesn't mean you're going to encounter other low gear players. You'll run into both geared and free kits like you. So play smart and keep your head on a swivel. When loading in, your free kit will look something like this. You'll spawn in with an augment, which is your backpack. You cannot change your backpack while in a raid, so whatever storage you have that for the entire match. You'll also spawn with a light shield. It's the basic one, but it does the job. And then there are 4 main weapons you can spawn in with. 1, the Pharaoh, which is a heavy sniper. 2, the Kettle, which is a semi-automatic light pistol. 3, the Stitcher, which is a fully automatic light pistol. And 4, a Rattler, which is a fully automatic medium machine gun. These will all be gray tier 1 guns. Usually you have a stack of ammo, some bandages, a gadget, and a grenade in your quick use slot. It's not much, but it's enough to survive, so play smart. One key feature to remember, you don't get a safe pocket with the free kit. So if you happen to find a valuable quest item or something rare, you better haul your pass to extraction to get out, unseen, because if you die, it's gone, and trust me, it's happened to me more times than I like to admit. And if you're curious what I'm talking about, usually with other augments, aka backpacks, you have a safe pocket, which means even on death, whatever you put in that pocket, you'll make it out with alive no matter what. Usually when running free loadouts, you're either trying to get familiar with the map or you're an experienced player looking for high value loot. Either way, I highly recommend checking out arcraiders.app or Map Genie. These interactive maps are insanely useful. They let you zoom in, see cache spots, locked weapon crates, points of interest, and even player spawns. Knowing spawn points gives you a huge advantage. You can choose to take your time and move safely, or you can push and rush a spawn to catch another player by surprise to secure an early kill. Now, you might be thinking one of the drawbacks of the free kit is you don't start with much. No extra shield recharges, bandages, or even ammo. But there's a fix for that. Depending on which map you're on, the outskirts usually have Rocketeer husks, Arc Couriers, Baron husks, and Wasp husks. These are extremely helpful as they can drop power cells and all kinds of ammo, light, medium, and heavy. If you're in a tight situation, try shooting down wasps, ticks, or roly-polies. They often drop ammo inside their bodies when destroyed. You can also look for ammo crates, small silver boxes scattered around the map. They usually carry enough to keep you going, and since most people ignore the outskirts, it's pretty easy to loot. The reason I mention looting power cells is because if you combine them with rubber cords, you can craft a shield recharger. This is absolutely essential when using free kits because you only start with one. If you take damage early, you have no way to recharge it. You'll be stuck with no shields for the rest of the raid. Once again, that's where the survival tree perk comes in handy. It lets you craft quickly without going back to Speranza, and don't underestimate the edges of the map. Most players ignore those zones because they're not marked as high tier loot, but they often contain great loot with minimal risk. I've had plenty of games where I stayed on the outskirts and came back with way more loot if I went to a red area. When running the outskirts, I recommend completing supply drops, arc couriers, or field depots. Most players skip these. They have super helpful though. Field depots and couriers often reward the player with weapons, throwables, or ammo. and supply drops can provide a big boost. Just be careful. When you
You know what
activate a
I'm
supply
saying?
drop, it
Nope.
launches a white flare into the sky, which everybody nearby can see.
Oh,
You can also make a lot of noise opening it,
we can give them to
and they're
Kobe.
usually out in the
Give them
open.
to us.
But if you can secure one safely, they can easily give you enough ammo or stronger weapons, which can turn the tide for your run. Another important thing, Arc Wasp, they usually drop Arc Alloys and Power Cells, so stock up whenever you can. And don't be afraid to go into high tier loot zones, but always be aware of your surroundings. What's above, what's below, and who's nearby. Red and yellow zones are where geared players usually hang out. Their main goal is PvP or grabbing high end loot. If you're confident and your map knowledge and combat mechanics are good, I would take the risk. It's extremely satisfying taking out a geared player while using a free kit, but if you're playing solo, it's usually best to avoid unnecessary fights. You can win, sure, but most people don't want to risk their loot. They'll shoot you and then run away. If you do get close enough to a player, you could try using
Oh, you
proximity
good?
chat or emotes to team up.
Sounds
I've met
good.
a few
Sounds good.
players that way,
Well,
but
we're
I
good. We're
can't
good.
stress this enough. Do not fully trust anybody. Now, let's talk about the weapons, especially the free ones. The biggest rule is to play the playstyle of your kit. If you're using a Stitcher or a Kettle, don't be trying to snipe somebody across the map. And if you're using the Pharaoh, don't rush into tight buildings. It sounds obvious, but after 100 hours of Arc Raiders, I've seen plenty of teammates who just don't get it. If you're using a Pharaoh, use it for medium to long range fights. Try to break shields, back up,
Hit him
reload,
again.
and finish them before they close in. On the flip side, with the Stitcher and Kettles, don't take long range fights. They're weak at a distance, but also don't barrel stuff enemies either. Keep a middle ground, close enough to do damage, far enough to back off and reload when you need to be safe. The more you play, the better you'll get understand of combat flow, using the environment, parkour, sliding, and climbing to your advantage. The movement system is one of the best parts of Arc Raiders. And remember, when you're using a free kit, you don't have tons of heals. Every fight matters. Now, moving on to what enemies you should fight. Unless you have the Pharaoh, I wouldn't recommend engaging anything tougher than a Wasp. They're flying drones that shoot at you with light machine guns. The Hornets are basically armored versions of Wasps. They eat your ammo like crazy, and since you're running a free kit, ammo is limited. Do not waste it. Avoid leapers, bombardiers, bastions, and bigger arc enemies entirely. You don't have the ammo and you don't have the heals, and honestly, you're not that guy. When it comes to extracting, I usually use the first extraction available or the final one near the end of the raid. That last one tends to be quiet. I've ran into barely nobody when doing it. Now, this isn't Tarkov. You don't have to be camping extracts 24/7. I've never been killed at extract, and I hope you don't either, but just in case, avoid extractions near high tier loot zones. Players there won't let you leave easily, especially if they think you've got good loot. Speaking of extractions, they're loud. Everyone within 100 meters will probably hear it. So, what I like to do is hit the extract button, hide in some kind of cover I have line of sight of the area. Be vigilant. People will absolutely push that sound. If you got smoke grenades, use them to cover yourself when starting the extracts. Sometimes I'll wait a few seconds just to make sure no one's watching before I call it. And if you come across someone already extracting, you can perfectly time a jump last second. And if they're hostile, they won't have time to kill you, and you'll both extract and you'll get out safe. Now, the last thing I want to leave you with this free kit guide is this: learn the map and get better at PvP. That might sound simple, but it's literally what the free kit is used for. Use it to explore, practice, and learn. Find new locations, loot routes, Easter eggs. Learn how to move through the map efficiently. Understand the parkour, the routes people take, and how to use the environment to your advantage. The free kit is your training tool. It helps you understand what weapons feel like, how they reload, how to stay calm under pressure when you don't have endless heals. Every shot and every decision matters. And don't stress it, it's free. You can literally run it an unlimited amount of times, die, and jump right back in. So, with that being said, guys, I really hope this video helped you guys understand free kits better in Arc Raiders. I'm honestly starting to love this game and creating content for it. Let me know down in the comments if this video helped you, what you think about free kits, and what you think the game about so far. As always, I appreciate every single one of you liking and subscribing. It truly keeps the channel rolling. Take care, and God bless.